All right. So, Blue, have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. The current time is 3:37 p.m. Wait, can I switch the... Accessibility setting can be accessed from the main menu. Alright, just another day in the office, I guess. Let's do it. Never the end is never the end is never the end. The end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like work. I just hate my boss. Mile. Be my Valentine. Access. How the mighty have fallen. There's no lines on the paper. Didn't say anything.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Keyboard noises.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Whoa. This reminds me of Half-Life.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. I'll listen.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Two seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. How do you beat this in 5 seconds? Did you know that 21.3 players it skipped the intro sequence? The worst 3% of players chose the blue door. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Complete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yes, it did.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Same engine from Half-Life 2?
Boot it up.
Hmm.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh my God! Damn, baby. I'm gonna really have to let you die. This is so annoying. Oh my goodness. Dude! Alright, fine. Whatever. It's just a game. It's just a game.
You heartless bastard.
It's just a game.
Babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Damn, it's really making me feel bad here, man.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be.
Trees.
What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
Vehicles.
So, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it
Hell
seems
yeah.
there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Bro, this game is way more exciting.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God,
Holy.
quickly block it off.
Oh, no.
Goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Kind of like this, though.
Hey, I think this will be just the thing.
Damn, son. They made it as obnoxious as possible.
See, this is exactly what I...
Come on! What the fuck? I was just playing this. What the? Whoa!
Get lost here.
Whoa! Okay, this is kind of weird. This is kind of weird that
you managed to get lost in this game.
I was just playing this.
Phenomenally impressed.
Was that on purpose or?
Okay, so what exactly do we do? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes.
It's kind of uncanny, man.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Holy. Golazo! Go!
Are you winning? Is this fun? Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I didn't go anywhere. It's so dark. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I dead? Or am I just falling through the... Wow, that's not very... These textures are terrible. Ah, yes. Cement. Walking on cement. That brings back good memories. Wait, is this... No, this is the same room. Hello? Control room. Now what?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it.
What's up?
Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
It's just the sun.
Me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
This is my first playthrough of this game, and I'm very confused. Did this just restart?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, so that's... Did I just win?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Making your slide Have a thick blue graphic in the header. Okay. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides on this slide. Okay. Synergize. That's what I should be telling you guys. You've got to synergize.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So if you don't play the game for 5 years, you get some legendary
Stepping into
achievement.
his
Huh?
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, what did he just say? 2085? Wait, what did he say?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Oh.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
So wait,
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Am I disqualified from getting that 5-year achievement if I've already started this run? It's kind of dope. I thought it was a drop. What is the point?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Maybe I can do some mind control. Let's see.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, the baby thing, I did that for like 2 minutes. Not even. I did that for like 45 seconds. It was very hard. Urgent. Employees should never, under any circumstances, attempt... Circadian... What is it called, Blue? What is it called? I'm sure that... Isn't that what they're referencing? What's it called? Aren't these the platforms? Yeah, these are the platforms. Wait a minute, wait. These are the platforms you go on. Wait, Blue, what is it called? Never attempt, that big word with the C.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Wait, one of those said plate.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitoring
the Half-Life thing, Blue.
Where freedom meant nothing.
Pirate? Who the fuck is pirate? Never attempt... Blue, it's the Half-Life thing. What is the big word with the C? I'm pretty sure that was an Easter egg for that.
It was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy?
No, Blue. What's the first thing that happens to
manipulated to accept it blindly?
to start the game? Half-Life.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
Cascadian, whatever.
his own life in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Wait, isn't that just God?
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Wait, doesn't God control?
The proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Why would I just decide that?
Would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, Revenant Cascade, that's what it is. Red button. Big red button. Oh, do I push that button up there? 5? Wait, what? Mind controls idle, awaiting input. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah, sure, why not? What? That's the end of the game, right?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
True.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Yeah.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
True.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I beat the game. Oh, shit. So now we're it's like a new game plus.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So this is try number 3.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Because at other points there was no fall damage, so I don't know why
Stanley
fall
decided
damage.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Can I do something to that? That would be my room. If I was in here, totally would be my room. Knowing your city.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Then why'd you say the thing about the deeper and darker or whatever? What the hell?
But even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
What is it? This place. The weeks I've spent here, they feel like seconds. Seventh.
Obsession with this
It is the nature of the
and reflected poorly
rooms.
overall
Its
personality.
excuse.
It's possible that
It
this is why
calls to
everyone
me.
left.
Something calls to me in my soul. Something I've never.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue.
Shut up!
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Would I say the lounge has bob up to me? Yes, but on a cryptic note? Tongue? Crap, what? This means something. This means something, I know it. Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room. He took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Yeah, we're not listening to the narrator. Not yet, at least.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
It's my only option. I have to listen. What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Damn.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Jesus. No, I won't press Q. Fuck you. Fine.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press K to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Please press T to prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press G to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press T to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press N to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Please press V to be at work in the morning. It's 4:56. Is the time yeah, the time is changing. It says 11:19. So then I'm in a different time zone. I thought that was the small hand. Or I thought that was the big hand. But wait a minute. So that means this time is right. Because it actually is 19. But that would put this, if my time zone is specific and I'm at 4:19 and this is 11, then 11 minus 4 is 10, 9, 8, 7-hour difference. An 8-hour difference is the UK. So yeah, this is the UK. Or somewhere in the UK. Blue, you getting that ASMR from the clock? He told me not to do it, but now I'm just wasting time. Jesus.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
What? Press P to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
the office layout. Yeah, this is new. For sure. Okay. That's the same. I feel like this is new, but maybe not. I don't know.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Any crowbars?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
And why did you leave it open?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Yeah.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself.
Who the fuck is the narrator?
Why is there a voice
Yeah.
in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
This is literally just a cutscene.
To make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Okay.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yeah, this feels like mind control.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Oh my gosh.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh boy.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, she's crazy. Poor Mariella. I think I infected her with my crazy. Oof. I've seen this room so many times. I'm so used to it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, all these doors are certainly closed,
no matter
right?
how hard Stanley looked, Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It's actually amazing that Simply walking into this room locks you into a death loop. But if there was any foreshadowing for this, it was this light. This should have told you that there's death here. There's nothing good next to a very bright red light. You know? Executive bathroom. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So, that's a lovely purse. The beige pages. Business time. Wow. Oh my God. Business strategy. And it's just a painting of a man with a Glock to a panda's head. That is raw. Jesus. No. Wait. Wait a minute. Can I go up from here? Yeah, man. This is calm. So you can activate the elevator so that it just... Okay. Well, let's go down. Or is it just shaking? What elevators shake like this? Yeah, this is nothing. Wow.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
The fuck? And get to it!
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay, I don't think this dude's a liar, so I think I'm just gonna not do that.
Of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Yeah, I believe that. Nah. Damn it. Where are my balls? Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Okay, why do they have green? They have green
individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Green bins on their tables.
Eternally monitored in this place.
427.
Freedom meant nothing.
Right here. Yeah, I don't have one. But everybody else, or at least most people, 460 doesn't have one either. Wait a minute. Wait. Fired. Yeah. 530, huh? 530 has something right up on their camera. It's like a message. 493, I guess, is the boss. So even the boss was getting watched? 493 and 92. Or maybe those were where his secretaries worked? These are all the same.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Yeah, the pictures are
Had
repeating.
Stanley really been under someone's control?
230 is
all
the
this
same
time?
as 346.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
It's only like...
His emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know how many original pictures there are. It's not for all of them.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I think the 530 thing was the Gary Mod's face punch logo. I still haven't played that yet. Gary's Mod, that is.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Why not?
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
No! Where's Zero? Where's Zero?
I barely know.
Where is Zero?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
Dude!
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Where's Zero?
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Where is the Zero, though?
34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this.
Why no Zero? Why?
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever.
Damn, man, that was crazy. If there was no Zero, then why did every code in there have a 0? This game is insane. This game is literally insane. Holy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
New content.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the
Oh
game
my
from
God.
the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm?
Oh.
From the top.
Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content? Wait, what happened to new content? Oh, was that the only time? Dude, I didn't know. No more new content.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No.
Wait a minute.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Holy. Oh, this is kind of overwhelming. It's the exact amount of choices to make you uneasy. 5. And then the 6th blocked off like that. That's so, ugh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely.
Well, this is the same side. 1,
over and over again.
2,
It's gotta be better than
3. They're all the
let's
same.
give it a
They're only
shot.
really
Why
3
not?
shots. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Damn, man, new content. That is crazy. I just missed that. I'm so stupid. Wow. I'm a papega.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
This W is that my brain is tired. I feel like I've just wrung my brain like it was a rag, like a dish rag I just used for my car.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
But that's the way we go every time. Why would I? Why? This is so confusing. Like, what do you mean? This is the way we go every single freaking time, dude. What do you mean 4B4? What does this mean? 4B4, 4B5.
Onward,
Are there clones?
to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I thought this was the Hunter x Hunter music. Wait. I came in from right there. The line goes... What?
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Dude.
You know, Stanley, I say forget the adventure. It's never done for us. We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stan.
We're so far away from initially just going through one of those doors and finding the secrets. We're just doing stuff at this point. You just keep doing stuff. You can restart yourself? So is this like the first run?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
New content. We're doing it.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
So I guess being made from the Half-Life thing, this had to have like a train cart section.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
All right, let's get it.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Where are we going? Come on.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I'm kind of scared, honestly. I just initially wanted to find my coworkers, at least that.
To say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god. And then they put this table here. You can't even jump on the table. Wow. Okay. Some great new content.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
Surely.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
All right.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Can you ever find the co-workers? What in the world?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Venting. The end is never.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Okay. Our little secret. Sus? Bro, we're manly men.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Aww.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
True.
Oh, the waste.
True. Actually real. Real. 2013, yeah. There was less microtransaction everything in every game, but go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. The fuck? Wait, is it really impossible? Yeah, I think this one is really impossible, but I think that's why this guy has the little like bars, as if you could have actually played this. These are things in the real world, things that you could have seen and touched, whatever. You could actually have gotten this. This is maybe real, but it's like it's a gag, if anything. Zone, sweet zone. 2013, when the Stanley Parable was released. 2013. Okay. Okay. The original remake. Except the story doesn't matter. It might not even be a game. And if you ever actually do have a choice, well, let me know how you did it. Fuck. This game is really deep. I think the point of the game is that you have no choice at all. Even though it seems like you do. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll poor. Costs hinder new tech to achieve diversity. The New York Times. Okay. Beta. Work in progress.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
What?
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Memory zone maintenance. The original remake. Oh, this is nice, you know? I mean, they give you a lot.
A moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
This is an illusion here. This is a strange optical illusion. If you look at this in a certain way, these look like stairs. This wall here, but it's just that, a wall. Pretty trippy. Looks like you can just walk right out of the room. But you can't. Now where are we going?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
What in the world?
What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Surely.
Honestly,
Not recommended, honestly.
Came to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It's crazy that this game was only 3.96 gigabytes, man. Like, that's not even 4 gigabytes, and it's all this.
Okay, let's see what
Such
this one
a
says.
dense
Well,
experience.
the idea for the game is good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. But dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say?
I get that it's supposed to be a
You
parable.
constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it, and... Stanley!
I'm sorry, I'm just...
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
All right.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning...
Dude! Okay, man. Okay. All right, now what? Oh, the battery died on that thing.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
What?
It was meant to speak to the human condition.
What?
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion.
How long does this bit go on?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
That was legitimately creepy. Wow. So much time has passed that the room has fallen in. Okay, I get the bit. We're saying that it's not worth to skip the game. You're just skipping life. There's a meaning to it. I get it. I really do get it. I understand the bit. I get it. Wow. This game is going so far to illustrate this bloody point. And everything died. What? Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, everything is sideways now. What the... What does this... Okay. I guess I'm free. Oh my god. Wow. That's all the new content.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Holy crap, man. What is wrong with this game,
When
man?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I mean, what even could lie behind that door? Like, I don't even know. Okay, I'm going down the door to my right.
Way to the meeting room, and
but
Stanley knew it perfectly
I'm doing this
well.
for a reason.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Of course.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Would I say the lounge has spoken to me? Yes, but in a cryptic tongue.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the
Crafted
room.
specifically
A room so utterly
for the
captivating
very
that even though
communication
all your co-workers have
served in its
mysteriously
purpose.
vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
I
worth
can't
it.
read the rest of the cursive. But it's almost like this room spoke. Somebody, whoever wrote this.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Five-it annual subcommittee meeting of the Internal Revenue Analysis for Committees of the Royal Revenue Dissensions Club. No girls. The committee hereby proposes the following: that all internal resources be reviewed exclusively by internal members of royalty appointed subcommittees, that human beings excepting the members of the 5th annual subcommittee meeting of internal revenue analysis for committees of the Royal Revenue Discussion Club smell. All that human beings excepting the numbers smell. And number 3, dude, I am so wasted right now. Hereby, the following members approve their statement, or this statement, and nobody signed it. Can't read that. It's too small. All those are too small. Words. This one is titled Words. General questions about bucket filling. Okay. Okay. Okay, game. Very funny. But this message, though, is real. And if you could read the whole thing, I'm sure it has some insight on the game at large. I spent way too long on this game, for sure.
He had enough of the amazing room and took
Holy,
the
I've spent too
open door
long on this
left
game.
to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait, key card. That's the only door that has a key card note. Like, why does that have us, like, what? Man, it actually feels so good to see.
Look, Stanley,
all
I
these
think perhaps
rooms here.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
We're
really.
getting a little
no.
unsettling there.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
Has it
zero
been 2 hours?
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how
Yeah,
to
probably,
convince you of
actually.
this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let
More
me prove
keycard
that I'm on
doors.
your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
All right, now I'm
Oh,
gonna go
thank
through the
God
red
you
door.
are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
This is a circle.
I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Oh my God, what?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Bro, there's no point to this game, and there's no reason to get frustrated about it. This is really beautiful, but it's like... It's beautiful in this specifically unsatisfying way. I want to just find the coworkers or whatever. Like, you set up this mystery, but then you're never able to find it. It's just like, why? Why?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay. Can I actually stay away from the stairs? Can I just go back in here?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
All right, no, I'll... Oh, dude, they start changing colors, bro. Okay. Enough. I'm not scared anymore.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley,
Oh, dude,
think about what you're
dude.
doing.
Chill. Chill. Why do I have to do that? The heck? Why? Why is this the only... No!
No! Oh,
What in the...
thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Am I getting slower?
I just wanted us to get along. But
Bro.
I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
I'm playing a game.
Well, this one is yours.
I'm playing a game where the only choice has been to do what I'm doing right now, just throwing myself off of a high ledge.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Dude. I feel like me and the narrator are starting to feel the same, because what in the world? Like, I just feel like but the lack of being able to accomplish anything is really what it almost hurts. Like,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Deeply
he had simply
unsettling.
missed a memo.
I just want to see one more thing on this side.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, the Steam thing
Yet
said
there was not
multiple
a
endings,
single
and I don't
person
think...
here either. Feeling
Yeah,
a
that was
wave
an
of
understatement.
disbelief, Stanley decided
Just
to go
put it that
up to
way.
his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No. I went too far. Damn. In fact, actually, I could just restart.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
The game? Are we not playing Stanley Parable? The title is fine.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very
No,
exciting to
no,
show you.
no. Please, no. Stop. I have a way that I want to go.
When
Left.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, is this the way I wanted to go? No, it is. Damn it. It is not. I wanted to go right and then left, so that I could. The fuck?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay. Yeah.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person
nothing
here
over here.
either.
Okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
So when you get back on, okay.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's.
All right, new content. Let's get it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Well, then,
perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
When did they put the boxes in? Why? Like what? When did they do that? Who did that? How did they get in?
Stanley went around touching every little thing.
How does
in the
anybody
office,
get in?
But it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Yeah, I think I've seen everything from both sides. Except one thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open...
Actually,
this was not
2
the
or
correct
3
way to
things,
the meeting
really,
room,
actually.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Because the
Perhaps
red
he
door...
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The red door part, he literally
And
tells
here
you
it
to go
was,
through it 3 times.
The lounge.
Each of those times could
But
you could take...
eager to get back to
those could be a
business,
different ending.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
If the last time I went through the red doors, the series of red doors, I went on the last one where he
Stanley
got
was
mad.
so bad at following directions.
But if I go on the first one
he wasn't
and it's
5 years
different,
ago.
then that means the second time could be different, and the next time, or whatever.
Look, Stanley,
So.
I think perhaps we've gotten off
Goalie
on the
block the
wrong
goalie.
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else
also-
can be difficult.
No, my God!
His eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Where are the boxes?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why even do the gag with the boxes? Why? Just to make it different? Just to make it different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was
But
okay.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I got this.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Do not lie. Do not lie, as in don't lie on this wall. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Another sign.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but...
Yes, got it.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. Wait. Oh, this is the same.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Okay, I've never
Stanley
even gone through the red
walked
door
through the
right
red
now.
door.
Like, through this first red door, I've never gone through it.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen
Oh, wait,
to
no,
me.
it's the same.
Do you see that I really have wanted you to be
It's the
happy
same.
all this time?
It's the same.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
Come on.
Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
Okay. So we've seen that already.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That boxes thing was so weird.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Alright, new content. Let's get it. And after this, I think that should be it. Just in terms of, like, what else there is to do. Holy.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Really? Testing 2 printers at the same time. Okay, what the fuck? Two.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
You don't have to do this in one sitting. But yeah. I mean, I think the game is supposed to be replayed many times. Mac. They're back. More TSP, better TSP. Win-win. Sequential mind share. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelop client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage holistic marketing. Dope.
Now, to be clear,
This is a commentary
nailed down what
against, like,
exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be. But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing
game
for it.
culture of today.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Marketing plan. Goo. Scrum. 9 o'clock. Scrum. 10 o'clock. Design pitch. 11 break. 11:35 pitch design. Design pitch. Design pitch. At 11:35. Pitch your design. Those are unrelated then, right? Because then your design, well, at least I don't know when you made your design, but it's not on this list. Anyway, number 2, chat. Number 2, chat. No liquids. Okay. Feast on hope. Reject the poison of Uncle Wonder? Do not trust your pain. Remember to eat. Okay. Two. This way to the show floor. Is that all there to do? Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Hafad, Dark Souls, Dose, which I still have not gotten to myself. It's over there, the way to the show floor. New content. Yes, it's very strange, Blue. I don't know what it means.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay. What? New features, new content, merch. The end is never the end again. The t-shirt is the best new feature. Too. That's quirky. I saw the new content. The Stanley Parable 2. Office decorations, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. A whole new office. Red is the new orange. No screenshots. The work was put in, reap the results. Many improvements. The new updated ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way. Sequel to the new features, new content, new ideas. Jump circle. Infinite hole. Okay, well, I guess let's go to this first. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Cap.
Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
No.
Sorry, I should have clarified.
My name is not.
Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
This game is just
I want
like...
you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
It's just like
Sleeping
every
and
other
waking as
AAA.
Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Jim.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Yeah, once this guy starts getting on my nerves, that's when I want to just do something else, man. I don't know. So it's getting weird.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Same.
I suppose I could allow only people
Holy.
named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Epilogue. Okay. Well, the infinite hole sounds pretty self-explanatory. I mean, all of this is pretty damn self-explanatory. Okay, the button that says Jim. Okay. Now just okay. All right. Free, new, and easy achievement. Get it here. Oh, hey, I think that's the guy. Huh. That's him. That's the guy. It's me. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
That's kind of lame. I'm good. I'm legitimately good off of that. That's kind of lame. Is it not? I mean, like, should the achievement just stay locked? It's kind of the point, right? Like, you cannot get this achievement. Like, I don't need
What
to touch
else?
that.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I don't know, man. I can appreciate a deep bullshit artistic reasoning for nothing. I really can. Collect them all. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find... Okay.
Ah, collectibles.
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Something tells me that you're not going to be able to actually collect them all.
Everything in a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I think the game being impossible to beat is the point. Okay, free achievement, infinite hole, collectibles. Holy, that's new. Alright, you are here. Hey, know your city. In the first room. This exact map is inside of the first room. Okay. Infinite hole. Look at this. Why an N for jump circle? Why a 5 for this map? As the second option. Q, free achievement. B, the button that says the name of the player. Okay. Okay, game. Yeah, they really thought they were like clever when they developed this, man. And they were right. Stanley Parable 2, reassurance bucket. I'm good on some silly old bucket. I'd like to see the epilogue. Oh, yeah? Settings World Champion. That's new. Wait a minute. So the wait, so this is the epilogue? This is it? Or do I have to go down?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, because there is no end. The end is never the end. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, it's so funny. Wait, settings world champion, son. Settings, right here. One-handed walking. Press, hold left and right mouse buttons to walk. What? Oh, I get it. One-handed on the keyboard, I get it. Field of view, 72. Can we get like a 90 on that hoe? And can we get a, what? Video, VSync, borderless, high. Okie dokie. Well, ooh, look at that FOV. I tell you what, it's like I can see the whole world now. Sorry if anybody is, they don't like that. 14.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
I will save the one jump if I ever need it. You know, just in case. The infinite hole. It won't end. I really don't think I want to go through that.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday step-niece is just terrible, but Get Well Someday is short, swimple, and awful. Swimple. I'm like, tired.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece it is.
But that's the point of the whole game. You do things and you think you have choice, but you really don't.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay. The reassurance bucket. Oh, why not?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration,
despair.
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
There are two people's desks here. Will we ever be able to try to find our coworkers? At least try? Like, at least try to get on some kind of path of doing that? Or is it just...
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I think the idea of this game inspiring reckless despair is interesting. I mean, I've never even heard of that, but yeah, I'd probably say that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel terrible, but it's almost like, why am I doing it to myself? Like, I could just stop. I could just stop playing the game, but it's almost like my curiosity won't let me stop. It's really weird. Quite strange, actually. Exit. Alright, well, oh yeah, the infinite hole. I mean, that's kind of... I mean, what else could there be in the infinite hole, you know? I mean, like, except the bloody infinite hole. I'll check it out, though. Time? Depth. I think that space-like infinity. Distant past, distant future. Is this a black hole? I'm in a physics class that's about to be over as of tomorrow because tomorrow's finals day. But yeah, they said that entering a black hole, around it, the person or being or matter around it, its perception of time is the same as everybody else's, but apparently time is distorted in that a moment to you, which still feels like just a moment in a black hole, could be many years to people outside of it. Rim, depth, infinite, surrounding area. Okay. Infinity, hole entrance. Infinite hole chart. Hole, more hole. Infinity? What the fuck? Infinity is this tiny orb of like, I don't even, there's one thing, it's one question mark. Question mark over my head. I don't even know what this is. Depth, space, science, more, falling. All right, let's go experience this thing.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh, shit.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
The hole is getting so small.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you.
Wow.
You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time.
Right.
Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Oh shit, it's smaller this time. What the fuck?
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite.
Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
This game is insane, man. There was nothing about this hole that was special. And yet I fell down it
Teleport button not working?
multiple times.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Should I reset or? What's happening? It's going back down. Oh shit, indeed. Okay. That definitely did change my perception of things. This isn't too bad. Change your reality. All right, now this is unsettling. Change yourself. Is he upside down? He's swole. Wow. Error. What the fuck?
Stanley?
Alright.
Stanley! Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there,
What the-
drifting away into dreamland.
Hey yo, that was tight. That was tight. That was tight. That was sick. I was actually having fun with that.
Every second of it.
What in
You
the
don't want to
world?
miss a single moment. So how about if I
4
just pop
gigabytes in this
from time to
game.
time and wake you up? to keep
Holy.
you really, truly focused on the whole. From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. Dude. Okay. All right. Oh, nice. Pog.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. Nice. Game got me out of that gag right when it got like, yeah, no, don't do that again. Like the gag got to that point of don't do that again, and it like cut it off right at that point. That was kind of cool. All right, I'm pretty sure I've tested everything here. This was strange. New features though. I didn't even play the first one. But now I understand this game so much, you know, like better now, because now I know that the Ultra Deluxe version of this game, the one I'm playing now, is simply number 2. They're just not calling it that because these developers are smart and also a little cheeky. The baby is all grown up. Ha ha ha. Apparently that baby was inside of the first game. That's hilarious. Epilogue. Name? Here, yours today. Nope. Just Jim. Alrighty, dighty. I'm out of here then. That was fun though. Still have no idea what this has to do with getting your coworkers back, and I still would like to do that. I feel like a big part of the game is to make you almost forget that that was your goal this entire time, that you're supposed to be looking for your coworkers.
All right. Have you seen
And
everything you
initially,
wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Initially, it just made you feel bad about forgetting about that. It just made you feel bad about going off the beaten path. But then it just takes you off the beaten path its damn self, and it doesn't care. It's actually insane.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Okay, come on.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This
Why
isn't a
two
coherent
holes?
video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna stop right here. Because this, well, I'm not. I should. But I'm also very curious as to what happens immediately right after this, because you can't just stop me here. Anyway, come on. But I'm gonna end soon on this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Dude, I'm missing the
This is
game!
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
I think I've seen this
No one
before.
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wait, what's happening? Did I crash? Yeah, game might have just crashed. Oh. Never mind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Man, I
No
really
matter
wish.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, when I oh, that's what's happening. I'm clicking out of the game. Okay. Oh, I'm still. Why am I? Why? Oh, why is the game now borderless? Full screen. There we go. Well, that means something. So maybe now I'm at chapter 2. Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Hold on.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
All right, man. All right. Okay. Okay. Enough. The game is different, but it's not different, but it's different. And yeah, I need to honestly rest my face and eyes and head after that. That was a lot, man. Holy moly, dude. That was a lot. That was a lot. Whew.